What the creepiest things that's happened to you at work? I would always leave my work heels under my desk and change into my comfortable shoes when I left for the evening. I just left work and realized I left my purse on my desk, so I went back inside and found my boss under my desk sniffing my shoes I'd just taken off. What the? I worked a day job, a night job, and I was in college, so my sleep schedule was really fucked up for several months. One night, I was working alone, I did my work, and had a few hours of downtime, so I tried taking a nap. I woke up to what sounded like someone inside the building, screaming nonsensically, and smashing things, like some psycho broken and was tearing up the room. I ran to where the sound was coming from and by then it stopped. I didn't see anything weird inside the room. Everything was perfectly normal. I yelled, "What the fuck was that?" Exclamation point. My own voice came out very slow and deep, like when you try talking through a yawn. "What's going on?" Exclamation point. Same thing. I looked around the other rooms, and even outside, nothing was out of order. I'm confident it was a hallucination due to lack of sleep. After that I took steps to sort my life out so I could sleep like normal again, and I haven't had any more experiences like that. Damn. Sounds like your body was awake but part of your brain was still asleep. Are you sure you even got up from where you were sleeping? I've had some sleep paralysis hallucinations where I can swear I got up and walked into another room. Then suddenly I'm back in bed unable to move. I remember my body feeling very tired when I went to check the room. Like I had to put in an effort just to stay standing. Had there actually been a threat, I would have been a goner lol. It's been a very long time, but I'm pretty sure I stayed awake the rest of my shift. I was pretty freaked out at that point. I open and close my office, so I'm the first in and last out. Came in one morning, unlocked the front door, swiped my pass for the second set of doors, and the alarm didn't go off. Already deactivated. That's weird. All the lights were off, so the basement light shining under the door in the lobby was pretty obvious. That's weird too. We never leave it on. Heard some strange noises down there, so I had to go investigate. It's 3 flights to reach the basement. You can't see the top from the bottom. As soon as I stepped off the bottom step, I heard a noise and paused to listen. I realized the noise I heard was someone opening the door above me. Lights turned off. Door slammed shut. My mind was racing. Did someone break in? Was I just tricked? Turns out, our maintenance guy came in early for some burner maintenance. The weird sound I heard was the automatic Ray Prime cycle. He put his tools away, then came back to turn off the light. That's terrifying. Glad it turned out to be harmless. I'm a nurse on a ward for 33 Alzheimer patients. During a quiet night shift I was reading something at the nurse's post in the middle of the central hallway. It was the middle of the night, around 3 or 4, so even the restless patients were asleep. The lights were dimmed and I was in an hyperfocus reading my book. All of a sudden I hear a faint children's voice singing a nurse rhyme. Aliens women in hot water, or all the ducks are swimming in the water. No music. Nothing was to be heard except this little child's voice singing this song in the dead of night. I checked the hallway left and right. Nothing to see and not really clear where the singing is coming from exactly. So I get my broad-shouldered 183 meters male body out of the nurse station and start walking around the ward searching for this creepy sound. I can't find it and I'm starting to wonder if we really are living in a virtual reality world and today is the day TV horror becomes real. And then I find it. We have a certain device that projects several touch games on a white surface table called the Tavertiful, or Magic Table. This device received maintenance that afternoon and as a courtesy the company activated all available games. One of them including a girl singing nursery rhymes to sing along with. Nope. Okay, I have a good story for this. I work at a thrift store, and the majority of our customers are senior citizens. I'm fairly used to customers asking what certain things in the store are used for. A few months back, this older woman, around her 70s or 80s, comes up to me holding a knife sharpener and asks me if I know what it's used for. I start explaining to her what it is and how to use it, but she interrupts me and says I know how to use it. I'm asking if you know how to use it. I'm a little confused at this point, but I nod and say that I know how to use a knife sharpener. She nods, closes her eyes, and says sharp knives are good. You're going to need one soon. And she walked off. To this day that encounter creeps the hell out of me. When I'm old I'm gonna do shit like this just to fuck with people. Now I have something to look forward to in old age. John Travolta came to my work once. He didn't do anything, he is just creepy in general. I'd get random bouquets of flowers sent to me at work and I later found out it was from a dude I dumped years ago that was stalking me. Finding underwear in the library basement. The library was in a top security building. I say basement but it was actually 3 levels down from the basement. The door had a code. For library staff only. Both of us. The underwear was for age 12. So top security. We legally couldn't have anyone under 14 in the building. I try to tell this as a funny entry in my list of underwear I have found at work stories, but it's creepy and was reported to security. I was very thankful when we stopped using that basement store and moved locations. I found a note on my workstation that read, "You are incredibly beautiful." Nothing too bad and nothing threatening. I got into my co-worker's car later to get a ride home and started talking to him about it. I laughed and made fun of the anonymous writer because I had always made it known that I was off the market to my now husband. My co-worker wanted nothing to do with the conversation and had even become visibly upset. Turns out, not only was it him but he had been in trouble for stalking a different female co-worker. He would show up to wherever she was outside of work after he agreed to drive her home and would drive by her house to see if she was home. God, I'm glad you got away from that situation safely. The thought of being in a car with an angry stalker is terrifying. Was working alone in the middle of the night at a huge warehouse near a port on a foggy night when I see the outline of a man in the distance. Scared the shit out of me. The man walked directly towards me as I was still on my forklift. He comes up to the loading dock and gives a toothless smile as he asked where the lot lizards were at. Pointed him down the road to the Love's truck stop and he excitedly went on his way. Walked into the ladies' room and a disheveled looking man was standing in there eating a hot dog with no bun. Scared the hell out of me. Not to discount your feelings, but that is hilarious. I work for a gas station. I had a man come in and grab a box of condoms. He says to me, "There is 3 in this box. I only need 1 right now. Can I use 1 with you later?" You. When I, male, was 16 working at the movie theater, my boss, female, was 30 or so and came on to me pretty hard after work. She eventually got what she wanted. I thought it was cool at first, but as I grew older I realized it wasn't. Next job a year later, I was 17 working at Blockbuster Video. Shout out! Exclamation point. My manager was a middle-aged guy and he would play porn on the TVS while we were closing down the store. I didn't think much about it at the time. But now that I'm older I see that is creepy as hell, seeing that several non-adults worked there besides me. I'm really sorry to hear adults took advantage of you at a young age like that. I hope you're doing okay now, man. I worked at a preschool and my co-worker came into my classroom to help keep me in ratios since my assistant teacher had called out. Kids were off playing. I was in the kitchen area. Co-worker walks over to me and whips his dick out, asking me if I had had breakfast yet or if I was hungry for some of his sausage. I retched reading this. What did you do? Left the classroom and went to the office to get my boss. Turns out he had a huge folder of other incidents, but this was the first fireable offense since the kids were in the room this time. He got fired. But even that was a process that took my boss bringing in a team of lawyers, and it was weeks before he was fired. Went into work on a weekend to pick up some papers. Unlocked the door to our shared office space only to find a co-worker vigorously stroking the salami. I turned right around and we never talked about it for the next 5 years. Did you ever get your papers? My boss told me he couldn't stop thinking about my PY. Can't imagine why I didn't stay with that place. Not me, but for my wife. She's a knot and goes to people's houses for treatment. One of her patients was secretly recording her. Given the stories I've heard about what happens in some home care situations, maybe it was just somebody checking to make sure a relative is being cared for properly and not a more creepy reason. The girl lives alone and has no family spouse. Creepy it is, then. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Reddit videos.